Okay, students of honors second year, this is your class on your compulsory English course, and today we are going to continue with correction lesson. On the next class, on the previous class, we have completed our lesson on correction. It was basically based on right forms of pronouns, that is agreement of verb with pronouns, agreement of noun with pronouns. And today what we are going to do is we are going to discuss something about agreement of verb with subject and some other corrections. Actually, if you want to do better in correction, you have to remind yourself that is correction is basically covers all the areas of English grammar, and that this is the reason that you cannot avoid any single criteria of English grammar while you are doing correction or you are learning correction. So let's focus on correction today. That is, let's have some lessons on verb, on prepositions, etc. What is the problem with this sentence? 2 and 2 make 4. We know that when two subjects are being added by conjunction by any conjunction like and, then we actually use the plural form of the verb. But here I am saying that this sentence is incorrect. Why this is incorrect? This is incorrect because when two or more subjects added by the conjunction and, they act like a single unit, ultimately it becomes singular. That is, this one, while being added by the conjunction and, it must be considered as a singular unit. That's why we have to correct it. 2 and 2 makes 4. In the same way, bread and butter is our familiar breakfast, not our familiar breakfast. Rice and fish is our chief food, not our chief food. However, the only exception is time and tide wait for none. That is the only exception. You will get it in your English grammar book, where it is mentioned that this is the only exception. But other than that, all the verbs or all the subjects added by the preposition and, it is considered as a singular unit. When it is considered as a singular unit, then we use this one, that is, we use the singular form. let's focus on the let's focus on these sentences. The first one is I reached at our destination. The second one is he resigned from the post. The third one is he signed on the documents. The fourth one is you discussed about the matter. What is the problem with all of these sentences? With all of these sentences, there is a single problem, that is we do not use any preposition after these verbs, and we will add investigate also with this. That is, there are some verbs, you may learn about them from your book as well. I have written some examples, that is reach, resign, sign, discuss, investigate. We investigate about the case, not about the case, we investigate the case. The police is investigating the murder, not the police is investigating about the murder. And in the same way, I reached at our destination. When I am giving this at, it is actually a wrong sentence because we do not use at after reach. He resigned from the post. No, he resigned the post. He signed on the documents. No, he signed the documents. You discussed about the matter with me. No, it is you discussed the matter with me. So this is actually the correct form of this sentence, of these sentences. We reached the Rifles Square from Mirpur Road. So what is the problem with that? What is the problem with this sentence? Just a few minutes ago I have said that we will not use any preposition after some verb, and where we included reach, and another verb is enter with the previous list. Or not we entered into the room, rather we entered the room. We reached the Rifles Square from Mirpur Road. Okay, it's fine, isn't it? No, it's not fine. Actually, the problem is not with verb and preposition, the problem is with article. Why? That is, when in case of referring to a road or any particular area, when we are using square, when we are using street, then we need not use any article, but we are using article. We should use article where? The. That is, in case of road, when the road is, the word road is mentioned, then we will use the word, we will use the article the, and no article will be used here. We reached Rifles Square from the Mirpur Road. That is the correct form of the sentence. And the next one is about the modal verb need. you need to go there. Well, actually when I am using need as a modal verb, then there will be no preposition. So this will be you need go there, not you need to go there. It is time we reach there. What's the problem with that? The problem is with this verb reach. When I am using this phrase, it is time, actually it will be the past form, reached. It is time we reached there, not it is time we reach there. Because when I am using the subject after this phrase, it is time, then I have to turn it into the past form, not in the present form. It is time or it is high time plus subject plus the past form of the verb, while it is time to reach there. When I am using the preposition to here, then I must write it is time to reach there. Rise of Borishal is better than Dhaka. What is the problem here? There are two problems, two consecutive problems here. The first one is when I am mentioning rise of Borishal, I know that in case of material noun we do not use any article. So is it okay? The answer is no, it's not okay. Why it's not okay? Because when I am mentioning the commodity of a particular area, then I have to mention the article. I have to use the article the. That is, I have to use the definite article. That is, I have to use the. So, what is the rise of Borishal is better than Dhaka. Okay, fine. So, just now I have mentioned that when I am mentioning about the particular commodity of a particular area, then I may suggest I should use article here. I should use definite article here. Okay, fine. I have used definite article. So now it's complete. Is it? The answer is no. Even now there is a problem with this sentence. What's that? The rise of Borishal is better than Dhaka. So everything in Dhaka is better than rise of Borishal. The comparison is between the rise of Borishal and everything in Dhaka. No, it is a comparison between the rise of Borishal and the rise of Dhaka. So when I am making a comparison between two particular commodities or two particular things in a particular area, then I have to write down the comparative sentence in this way, then that of the rice of Borishal is better than that of Dhaka. So here this phrase that of is actually referring to rice. So I am comparing the rice of Borishal and rice of Dhaka. He is the best one between the two brothers. What is the problem here? The problem is when I am making a comparison between two particular things, it will be in the comparative degree, not in the superlative degree. While I am using here the superlative form, he is the best one. Of course, this is the wrong use of adjective. Here I will use he is the better one between the two brothers. If I say that he is the best one among all his classmates or among all his brothers, then it will be correct. So I am using between while making comparisons between two different entities or two different subjects, and I am using among when I am making comparison within more than two people. Rahim is the better option than Karim. Just now I have used the before comparative degree. So what is the problem here? You people may think now that this person is going to confuse us. Just now he has used a definite article before comparative degree, and now he is saying that this sentence is wrong. What is the problem with him? No, my dear students, there is no problem with me. The problem is with this sentence. The problem is I cannot use the when I am use then. So the correct form of the sentence is Rohim is better option than Karim. Not Rohim is the better option than Karim because I am using then. When I am not using the word then I will not use any when I am using or not using then I will use article. When I am using then I am not use any article. Look at these three sentences. You must have to do this. You cannot but doing this. They did it despite of my warning. So what are the problems with this sentence? With these sentences? The problem with these sentences is all these sentences are wrong. Why? The first one, you must have to do this. Either you will use must or you will use have to. You cannot use must and have to in a single sentence. It is called redundancy. That is using unnecessary things in a particular sentence. You cannot but doing this. When I am using cannot but, I have to use the main verb. So you cannot but do this, or you, if you wish that you will keep this main verb plus ing here, then you may write down you cannot help doing this. They did it despite of my warning. They did it despite my warning or in spite of my warning. They did it in spite of my warning. He likes reading, gardening, and to sleep early. What is the problem with this sentence? The problem with this sentence is regarding parallelism. That is, when I am using present participle here, then I have to use present participle in all these sentences. That is, he likes reading, gardening and sleeping early, not to sleep early. Not sleep, you have to do sleeping early, not sleep early. He likes reading, gardening and sleeping early. So the last rule, it is called parallelism. That is, when you are using more than one verb in a particular sentence, then what you have to do is you have to use the similar format with all these verbs. You cannot use sleeping, gardening and to walk in a single sentence, because you are using present participle and infinitive in a single sentence, which you are not permitted to do. Either you use infinitives in all cases, or you had better use present participles. So there should be a parallel relation among all these principal verbs used in a single sentence. Three sentences: he died for COVID-19, he died of his country, he died of an accident. What's the problem with these sentences? The problem with these sentences is all of them are wrong. What's wrong with them? The particular thing, let's focus on them. The first one, he died for COVID-19. No. When I am mentioning any disease, he died of COVID-19. When I am somebody has died of any disease, somebody has died because of any disease, ultimately I have to use this form, this of after die. He died of his country. No, he has fought for his country and then he died. So he died for a particular cause, fighting for a particular cause, and that will be for. He gave his life for democracy, not of democracy. Democracy is not a disease, it's a noble cause. So when you are giving your life, sacrificing your life because you love or you believe in a particular cause, or you love your country, or you love your people, then do not use of, rather it will be for. Then what is the problem with that? He died in an accident, not of an accident. Accident is not a disease. So the correct form will be he died of COVID-19, he died for his country, he died in an accident. Often there are problems with often there are problems with what? Often there are problems with some verbs like sink and drowned. When any particular object it goes underwater, we use sink. When somebody goes underwater, we use drowned. So it will not be don't go so close to the river because you may sink. No, this is wrong. Don't go so close to the river because you may drown. But every year so many launches drown in our country. No, so many launches sink in our country. You know, just a few days ago a launch has sunk in Buriganga, not drowned in Buriganga, but many people drowned in Buriganga, not sunk in Buriganga. So this is the idea, that is, when something goes underwater, it sinks. When somebody goes underwater, he drowns. Saddam Hussein was hung by the Americans. His photo is still hanged at the houses of many Iraqis. What is the problem with these two sentences? The problem with these two sentences is when somebody is executed, he is actually hanged, phashi deya. His photo is still hanged No, it is hung. In ordinary sense, when we say in Bangla ঝুলানো অর্থাৎ কোনো ছবি ঝুলিয়ে রাখা, then it is hang, hung, hung. While when somebody is executed, ফাঁসি দেয়া, then it is hanged, not hung. So the form of these two verbs is often confusing, and that should not be. The captain suggested the army to march. No, the particular sentence will be the captain ordered the army to march, or the best one is the captain commanded the army to march. When I am using a regimental force, I am using about the factors about a regimental force, then I have to use command, not suggest. The leader of an army, the commander of an army, he doesn't give suggestion to his subordinates, rather he commands. So the captain commanded the army to march. The man is hankering after knowledge. He is addicted to books. So what is the problem here? The problem here is when I am using this phrase hankering after, it is actually referring to something negative. You may hanker after wealth, you may hanker after power and position, some negative things, but you can't hanker after knowledge. Rather, the man is searching for knowledge, or the man is in search of knowledge. He is addicted to books. No, he is devoted to books, or he is fond of books. That can be, he is fond of books, okay, she boi khub pochondo kore, but you cannot be addicted to anything positive, because addiction, it refers in a negative sense. So you are very fond of books, you it can be correct, but you cannot be, or you can be devoted to books, but you cannot be addicted to books. He read the Nazrul's Ognibina. What is the problem with it? The problem with it is you cannot use this article the before Nazrul's Ognibina, because when the author's name is mentioned with an apostrophe s, that is Nazrul's, then there will be no article before this phrase. He read Nazrul's Ognibina. Or if you say he read Ognibina, even then you will not use any article. Then in which case you will use article? He has read the Ognibina of Nazrul. He has read the Ognibina of Nazrul. That is when you are adding the name of the author with a preposition phrase, then it will be the Ognibina of Nazrul. It will be like this. So we will use article when I am mentioning the name of the author along with a preposition after the name of the book. But if I use the author's name before the book and then along with an apostrophe s, then we will not use any article before that. This sentence is okay. John and his friends are coming. But if I say John along with his friends are coming, is it okay? The answer is no, it is not okay. Rather, we will use John along with his friends is coming, not are coming. Why? Because when I am using the phrases like along with, together with, as well as, in that case the verb will be singular. The verb will be always singular, even though we are using plural number after these phrases like along with, together with, etc. In these cases, verb will follow the first subject, and if the first subject is singular, then verb will be singular as well. And in in such cases, if there is a singular verb, if there is a plural verb, in that case if there is a singular subject and if there is a plural subject, then the singular subject will be used in the beginning and verb will be singular. We will not use his friends along with John are coming. Rather, John along with his friends is coming. The rule will be totally opposite if I use either or, neither nor, not only but also. That is, not only John but also his friends are coming. Either John or his friends are coming, neither John or his friends are coming. So in case of either or, neither nor, not only but also, verb will follow the second subject, while in case of along with, together with, as well as, accompanied by, in these cases verb will follow what? The first subject, which may be the singular one. So students, I think that this is okay for today, and in the next class we will come with another lesson that may be WH question, and you have left what you have left WH question, you have we are left then sentence rearranging, and we are left also what? We are left also punctuation. All of these things will be taught in course of time. Up to then, be safe. Allah Hafiz.